All right, I'm going to give you a quick demo of my Clinical Copilot in the OpenEMR app. Quick note at the top, the use case I designed for is an ER doctor. The thought process there being that ER doctors can't prepare in advance for their patients. They don't know what information is going to be relevant to that particular visit. So pre-populated charts and drop-down menus are more of a hindrance for the doctor to like click through than an efficient means of getting data. And I think a conversational chatbot is a good answer for that situation. Now, let's see, let me start first with, this is the deployment here. I've got 9 containers running. This is my Copilot service up here at the top, the pre-existing OpenEMR there, and the rest of this is the LangFuse observability stack. Getting into the app, this is the same OpenEMR login screen. I've made almost 0 edits to the existing EMR code base. I wanted my Copilot to like slide in like a module and really not have any impact on the rest of the code. If my Copilot was not yet installed, I would come to the modules page and install and enable here. It is installed, so I'm going to go to the patient finder. Here, there are 111 patients that were synthetically created by Cynthia or Cynthia. Cynthia came up with some excellent names, and one of my favorites has been Bruno Blek. So he's been one of my favorite patients to get into. Also, because he is apparently like 11 feet tall and weighs 33 pounds. So he has a rich medical history. Now, this is the Clinical Copilot right here. This is at the top of the patient dashboard. Um, the only way to get access to the Copilot is to already have gotten access to a patient's file. So an ACL check has already taken place. In this patient's dashboard, the Copilot is scoped for one user and one patient. I cannot ask the Copilot about any other patient while I am on Bruno's dashboard. Um, and let's see. Um, there's a lot of information you can get to through these widgets, but it's not always very actionable. Let me show you what I mean. Um, see what vaccinations has he gotten in the last year, and summarize his last 2 encounters. Okay, so prompt is off. Um, for the vaccinations, they are listed here on the widget, but there's no additional information. It doesn't tell you how long ago any of these were, right? Is he due for another one? Like none of that information is here. There's a lab widgets here that doesn't actually give you any information. It just gives you a link to click to, so you have to get off this page. The encounters, I think, is one of the clunkiest areas of the UI. You have to click through into each individual encounter if you want information. There's no way to aggregate data across encounters. So the chatbot is a far superior method of getting information about those. So the response is here. And what we have is a list of the vaccinations gotten in the last year. Excellent. And then summary of the last 2 encounters starts here. Awesome. Okay. Now, this response, every single factual claim in the response has a citation and a link below. So if the doctor is reading this and, you know, says, well, I got to make sure that this 11-foot tall man has gotten his meningococcal vaccine, you can come down here and hover. This the hover functionality gives you a little bit extra information. And then if you need more information, you click it and it's going to open up the immunizations tab in a new tab. And you can go in and look into more detail down here. The dashboard tab is still open to come back to. So that's how the prompts work. Um, the Copilot here is designed to only give factual information, not provide medical advice. That's still the doctor's job. So if the doctor were to say, should I give him the COVID shot? That gets immediately rejected by a pre-classifier hook that I've got. It says, that's not the kind of thing we answer. Rephrase your question and ask something else. Now, to see under the hood how this is working, this is the Langfuse stack here. Uh, Here is the previous query, and I've got it broken down so you can see uh, how long each section of the call took. Um, you can see the token spend right by clicking in here, and in the tokens here, this is the cache tokens that are spent to get the chart bundle in the cache. Input output tokens. I think this cache read input token is reading 0 because I've got a haiku call that is so small it's rounding down to 0. Um, and then this refused here. The first thing that happens when a prompt goes in is a haiku call looks and says, does this look like it's asking for medical advice? And if it says yes, it rejects immediately before any PHI is even gotten into. Let's see, last but not least, in my Langfuse here, I've got my golden data set. These are 12 synthetic patients with 4 Q&As each, so I've got a set of 48 items there. And I think that about wraps up my demo. Thank you for taking the time to watch.